So I finally got the PRS guitar to the state where it's ready to take a stain. I am going to do my favorite pin on Pinterest, which is a Dragon's Burst. We're going to do dark yellow and sort of a red-orange in between. I've got a couple shots to get this right. I've always tested. I may have some scratches I need to get out yet, but this color is pretty cool. I need a little bit of black on the outside once I get the base color down. The trick with this is to start lighter and then add the colors going darker. That way you get a little bit better of a blend. I'm not sure I'm going to get this exact same look because quilted maple has a little bit different look than flame maple. And the quilt pattern absorbs the stain a little bit differently. I'm going to leave this up as a way to try it. I'm not looking for it to be perfect, but I want sort of the same coloring, so I'll leave this up. I'm going to start with Angelus yellow dye first. We're going to put that down the center here like that. You can purchase the Angelus other dyes in the link on my YouTube channel, on my website, and in this video. So we'll drag this across. In that pattern. Do 2 coats. Sanding this sucker down, so much work. Had no idea it would take this much work, and you can still see a little bit of mess there. Lots of frustration doing this. I think I will be restoring a Les Paul next versus another Paul Reed Smith. Alright, so that's the yellow. We're going to come back with some orange and just fade this orange in. Got another clean rag. So orange is going to help the transition between the brown and the red. Come back with the yellow, transition that in. It's like using a little bit of watercolor. So that was the orange, yellow. We're actually going to go straight to brown. I want to be careful with the red. Red dives into the coloring and it causes a huge pain to come out. I've made a ton of mistakes with red, so I want to avoid making those same mistakes. I've got dark brown. We're gonna wipe this in up here. Now once I get this down, I'll come back with a little bit of red. Come back with the orange. And what we're going to do with the orange is we're going to fade this back and forth here like this. You see how I get that to fade? See that brown line kind of comes up here a little bit more. You can see what happens with the brown is it creates that hard line sometimes. You can't get it out, which is tragic. Now all I gotta do is add a little bit more dye. And it comes out. Alright, we'll come back with the brown and a touch of black. The trick with that is I've already got a brown and black rag. We're going to just take some dark brown onto this. And you can see that way helps. Come back with the orange again and begin to wash it out. It's looking close, but it needs that red. You can see the orange is getting a little blotchy, but we'll fix that. You want to pull those colors down versus trying to undo something. So this was the dark. Come back with that brown. You can see now I'm pulling it a little bit higher, and that fade becomes a little bit better. This is just washing the colors out. Alright, needs that red. Totally needs that red. Clean rag. A little bit of red, we'll shake that up. Red is tricky. Once it goes in, it's stuck. So I've got some of those darker colors down first. So that's all I'm going to use. We're going to come back with the orange and work that down now. And you can see actually needs pure black to get that dark color on the top. I might pull out the oxblood and see if that does it. This figure here is causing me a little bit of pain. We'll see how we'll wash that color down. Begin to take a little bit more and bring it down. Comes down through here about. You can just see how I've sort of faded this down. We're close, but not perfect. Definitely need some black. So we'll take that brown and black and drop that on the top. And you notice I'm pouring to the side. When PRS did put some videos up, you'll see them dip the rag to get some of that black off. There it is. Oh, there it is. Come back with the orange. Oh, wash that orange down. And then now that I've got the black down, I'll come back with the red. And wipe this down. I think I'm pretty close. I'm gonna wash the yellow a little bit. Wash it out slightly. Changing my glove because it's not gonna look good. So let's put this glove on. Tap, tap, tap. There's the fire. So the figure is not the same, but I think I'm close with the coloring. I've got the darker edge going up and coming down, and I've got that brown fading close. We'll do a little red here. Having a little bit of trouble right there. Same with this. I'm not sure why that's not taking stain. Come back with the black. It's just not dark enough there. I got a lot of color in this top. This is the brown. I'll wash this down again. The trick is to come back with some steel wool and lighten this up. That gets the color to pop. You get a little bit more of the white grain in the wood. I'm close. I'm really close. I need to sand this a little bit more. That's just not looking good. Here I'm going to save my rags. I've got more red. I'd say this is more orange. I think what I'll do is I'll let this sit overnight, let it dry out, hit it with the steel wool. Like I said, I knew I wasn't going to get close. Quilted versus flame. in terms of the way it looks. I think I've got the coloring right. The figure in the wood just doesn't look the same. Need a little bit more brown here. I think the seal wool is really going to help. I don't think I need to add any more color. I do need to clean up that up here though with some black. I'm gonna do that on the inside here. I'm gonna be painting this, so it doesn't really matter the back side. But just for consistency's sake, we're gonna add that dark color. And this will be tricky to get the coloring right on the back. I can already see that. I'm close. Way close. And this is when I usually tell myself to stop. So I'm going to listen and stop. We're going to leave all the rags here. We're going to close up for the night, come back and see what this looks like. Steel wool is your friend. I'm pretty happy with the way this is looking. A little bit blotchy, that's okay. Steel wool will help. I'm close. I don't like this right here. Don't like that at all. But we'll get that with the steel wool in 24 hours. So I start with the steel wool here. This is fine grade steel wool. And the trick here is to take out as much of the color as you can. I'm pushing pretty hard. I find a scratch that I didn't see earlier between the two pickups on the right hand side is an indentation somehow. I don't know what that's from, and I need to go back and sand that out. So I take as much color out as I can, and then I begin to feel that scratch as I'm going back and forth, and it needs a little bit of sanding. So we start with a little bit of 180 grit, and we'll level that scratch off. And you can see it as I begin to sand a little bit more. It was actually a pretty deep scratch. I don't know what happened, but it's just across that spot right there. And considering I'd sanded the top flat, I don't know if the guitar fell or something after I put the color on, but just sanded it out. And then I came back with 320 and sanded it out as well. I thought there was a little bit of residue of something on the top, a couple scratches. So then the sanding pad helps me get in there, and then we'll come back with some 320 and just sort of sand that whole area out so it's easier to apply the color. This is one of the important reasons to have good lighting in your shop and to hold the body from different angles so you can see if there's any additional scratches. I thought I got everything, but this was just a quick, easy mistake to clean up. So we'll finish sanding it up here and we'll go back into video. So we're going to come back with the same rags that we used before. We use that same process. I've got my yellow rag and yellow, and we're going to fill in the center. I'm not soaking the whole rag, just getting it a little bit wet. You can see I'm picking up a little bit of that additional color. So again, we'll wash some of this down. It'll pick up some of that color again. Gonna come back with the orange. Just a little bit, you don't need a whole lot. We're gonna wash the sides down. And then we're going to come back with the black. I think we're just going to dip the black in the orange and wipe it. So black rag, orange dye, just a little bit. This should do it. That's not, I gotta add a little bit black. Sand it off a little bit much. Just a real light coating here. You can see I need a little bit more right there. We're gonna go with the red in the orange. Add a little bit red up here. Really want to fade that in. And then we'll wash it down with the yellow. Yellow rag, yellow stain, we'll wipe that top. I think we're close. Oh, a couple scratches right there. Shit. Missed those. You can see it loads up the paper. Can't really do it this way, but I'm gonna forget. hate when this happens. Just going in a circular motion until I get it out. I think that's it. Come back with the yellow rag, red rag, orange rag, and we wash that out. I think we're pretty close. Gonna do one more yellow, real light coat. Just wanted to pick up some of these colors and then I'll go back over this. Help mix up that red and brown, whatever I had before, darken that up. The black is just not sitting right. I was black and red, just trying to get that to fade a little better. That's pretty good. We're gonna let this sit once more, hit it with steel wool just to get it lightened, and then I think we'll be done. So we'll come back with the steel wool here. The steel wool trick always helps take any of the color that wasn't absorbed all that well and pulls it out. And you get a little bit of the natural maple color as well. So this is fine grade steel wool. For this guitar I grabbed a new piece and I see one little scratch on the top there, so I come back with some 800 grit, and this helps just pull out a little bit more color, so I got a little bit of a cleaner fade. Then we got some pre-catalyzed sanding sealer here, and we're going to put on 3 mist coats. Make sure it's working good. Adjust the camera. And 3 really light coats. Anything thick is going to pick up that color and make it run. So we'll just do a couple light passes and let it sit. Mist coats are the key to locking in your color. If you apply too heavy, what it does is it picks that stain back up and it gets it all blotchy and messy. So it's coat 1, coat 2, and then here's coat 3. And I think I nailed it. Looks pretty good here. This is downstairs 24 hours later. We're going to wait till spring to spray this. It's freezing and the weather is drastically crazy here in Chicago. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.